Okay. Here we are, episode 17. This one's gonna be about inspiration. Um, Kind of a combined upper and downer episode, but we'll see where it goes. Our intro track is gonna be this is a fun one. This is a cover of a song originally done by the band Traffic. It's called Feelin' Alright by Mr. Joe Cocker. So let's get to it. This is such a fun song. Enjoy.
Seems I've got to have a chance to see him. Every night I have a stranger's dream. Imprisoned by the way I could have been left here on my own. So it seems I've got to leave before I start to scream. Go some lock the door and took the key. Feeling alright. I'm not feeling too good myself. Yes, sir. Feeling alright. I'm not feeling that good myself. Boy, you shelter me for one bad ride. And even now I sit and I wonder why. That when I think of you, I stop myself to cry. I just can't waste my time. I must get dry. Gotta stop believing. You know it lies. Cause there's too much to do before I die. Hey, feeling alright. I'm not feeling too good myself. Oh no, feeling alright. I'm not feeling too good, little girl. Don't you get too lost, and all I say, yeah, about at the time, you know I really felt that way. But there was then, and now you know, yesterday. I can't get safe, so I guess I'm here to stay. Until someone comes along and take my place, yeah. With a different name, whoa, and a different face. Feeling alright. I'm not feeling that good myself. Feeling alright, I know it. Hey, I'm not feeling that good myself. Oh, I'm feeling alright. Yeah, I'm not feeling that good myself. Oh, I know it, but I'm not feeling good myself. You can tell the way I'm feeling alright. I'm not feeling too good myself, I tell you. Oh, you're feeling alright now. Hey, I don't feel too good.
No, I just love the energy that Joe brings to that song. Um right, so inspiration. This is gonna be kind of a. It might be sad in some regards, only because I'm gonna be a little realistic about some things I want to talk about, and in other regards, hopefully, it can still be optimistic enough. Um, but yeah, so I wrote some notes down here. Basically, when I think about inspiration, I think about people I look up to, but I also think about the characteristics I admire most about them, right? I don't necessarily look to that person. I've been guilty of it in the past of, idolizing people, idolizing celebrities, people of, importance, wealth, stature, whatever, whatever the category may be. But we have to be careful when we look up to people like that who maybe they're not even saying a whole lot. They could just be flapping their gums because most people don't like to remember this at times, but celebrities are just people, unfortunately. And um there's people who, got famous somehow. They either got a lucky break, they went viral. This is, the newer phenomenon. Or they maybe knew somebody and had an industry in. You never know how they get their break. They, maybe they had a really nice story, they had a sad story, a happy story. I mean, who knows. But these people, they get this fame, fortune, influence over other people, and we sort of forget that they're still regular people like us. They're malleable, they're imperfect creatures. They're not the level of demigods or demigoddesses that we put them on. We put people on a pedestal, and that does a lot of harm for both, parties involved, because we look up to these people with such a high regard, and when they make a mistake, it really hurts us, along with, this idea that we're holding of them. And then these people, depending on how they feel about it, they either feel like, oh, I've really let my fans down, or if they're just in lust with, the money or fame, then they just are so far gone that they don't even care, potentially. And even that might be an outsider's perspective on things. Um, I don't know many people. I don't know anyone, personally that's had to deal with any of those issues or think about those kinds of things. But the biggest thing I want to stress is, if you have the chance, just do not meet your heroes. And that's going to sound kind of negative, but only if you don't want that heightened illusion of them that you've created in your mind to be ruined, right? Because you don't know what kind of day you're going to meet them on. You could be meeting them on a great day. You could be meeting them on a day where they've just had like the absolute worst of times. You could be meeting them after, so many bad things have gone wrong in a row, or meeting them after one of the luckiest days of their lives. You just don't know. And, people like to go to celebrity meet and greets, and I'm not going to knock those. Personally, I still think it would be really cool to meet a lot of famous people and people whose art or works have inspired me. But I would just keep in the back of my mind, like, oh, this is still, Greg. This is still Lawrence. I don't know. It's whoever they are. They're people, and they're fallible objects too. They're malleable, and they've been potentially shifted from what they were or who they were when they first started their um, career, their process, their life into who or what they are today. And along that process, you don't know what they've done that either maybe has made themselves not proud or, what have you. And again, not everyone follows this line, but sometimes we find out things about people and it just ruins our entire image of them. And it really does some people a lot more harm than others. That we look up to these people as role models, as um, figures of great importance. I'm sorry, I had to back away to yawn. Um, and we look up to them and we hold them in such dear regard that when they make a mistake, we hold it against ourselves for looking up to them. And so, if you have the chance, just do not meet your role model, if you're in, unless you're okay with that idea of them that you've potentially created being altered in even the slightest way. Now, that's not to say that you couldn't have potentially an amazing experience and be left feeling even better about them. You know, mm, I don't know why I'm not able to not yawn. There are a lot of really cool experiences that come out of like big conventions like Comic-Con. RTX is one that's big for the company Rooster Teeth in Austin, Texas. There's a lot of other ones, but those are also designed around that kind of interaction. So I don't want to say that that's a more controlled environment, because after, 8 hours of meeting people, I'm sure that someone might still be feeling a little grouchy by the end of it. I mean, who knows, I don't know. I've never done a meet and greet. It does seem like a lot of work to, constantly shake hands, take pictures, sign books. And at the same time, like, some of those people might be even forced into it by their managers, their labels, their talent representatives, whatever. Whereas, I would want to do something like that to be able to hear people's stories and, interact with people who are fans. And not everyone in those shoes is able to do that. So you never know, but just if you're able to do that, because like I've heard um about certain celebrities like Gene Simmons, the bass guitar player from the band Kiss. I've just heard so many negative stories about him, but like I absolutely love that band's music. And I'm fine with just never meeting him in person, I don't think that would ever happen. I don't think I would ever have a chance for that to happen. But at the same time, like if I did, I'd probably just pass on it and be like, no, I'm just, I'll go to the show. I don't really want to meet you guys. Um, I'm sure the rest of the band's fine. It's just I wouldn't want to lower my perceptions of him any further. Ooh, goodness. I just knocked my mic stand over. um but yeah, if you're given that opportunity, just kind of weigh the options, I suppose, and see like is that what you really want to do? Is that going to make you feel better or worse about the person in the end? Is it going to make you feel better or worse about yourself? Some people might think they're the cause for that negative interaction should one come about. But, the person could just have had a long day, be tired, cranky, angry, sad, whatever, insert emotion. Sorry. And you never know. So it's kind of a it's kind of a sad topic, I suppose, you never want to tell somebody to kill their heroes, and metaphorically, please don't go kill anyone. It's just a figure of speech. Um, kill your heroes, kind of kill the idea of them as being demigods or above, everyone else. Not that people don't make, types of art or work that do transcend time. People still really love the music of the Beatles, Elvis Presley, a lot of these different artists, all of the Motown records, even though Motown originally was a very small record label, from what I'm hopefully not getting wrong, all this work has survived decades and decades. Um, like Michael Jackson, I'm sure will still be a superstar long, 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 long time from now, assuming things kind of stay relatively close to the way they are. But he's been dead for I think a decade now. People still love his music, and I'm sure people who have people who've been born since his death, or maybe even people born in the last 20 years who wouldn't have really gotten the chance to see him tour often, if at all, um, still have heard his music and they're like, oh, that's pretty catchy. That's a pretty good song, pretty good album, whatever they're listening to. And, that persona, I mean, he had a very, very rough life, obviously. He was a child star, grew up in the I want to say the Jackson 5 came up in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. I'm not certain of the time frame. Maybe even the 60s. I off the top of my head, I'm not certain right now, but child stars have very, very hard lives because they're thrust into the spotlight at such a young age. And so he had that on top of the pressures of constant touring around the world. And, it kind of seemed like he didn't really mature past a certain age ever, mentally. And so a lot of weird things and bad things kind of came of that later on down the line. And, yeah, he was a fallible person. He was just a child who kind of got robbed of his childhood. I don't know a whole lot about his like parental raising and whatnot, but from what I've heard, his dad was not very great to the kids, and there's a lot to unpack there. So that's just one example of someone that a lot of people look up to because of his music and stature and legacy, but he was still a fallible person. He was still a human being like the rest of us, just happened to write several hit records and songs and, become one of the best selling artists of all time. Um but yeah. Oh man. I don't know if it's just close to bedtime or what the deal is, but I cannot stop yawning and it's kind of driving me crazy. I mean, it is a little late, but still, like, what the fuck? Okay, sorry. But yes, that was kind of the main point of what I wanted to talk about. But the next part that's a little more uplifting is my biggest advice is, become your hero. And what I mean by this is, like I said earlier, look to these traits of these people that you admire and take the positive traits that you see, turn them around, and become your own hero. If you admire someone for their courageous actions in your own life, excuse me, try to be more courageous. Take these positive features features of these people and try to incorporate them into your life. That way you're you can be someone that you look up to. And I think that's the goal that everyone has in mind. when they look up to these people, but maybe the executions is not always there. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, if you are becoming your own hero, then you don't have to become disappointed in someone else. Now, to be fair, you could be disappointed in yourself, but we trying not to be too hard on yourself is obviously a working goal, and it's a process. A lot of people are very, very harsh on themselves. So it's something that takes work, and it takes time and practice and a lot of energy spent on it. But you if you can accept the fact that you're not perfect and you're working towards, some respectable, desirable attributes of, whoever you're looking up to, then I think you're in a much better position than if you're looking up to someone just because they're rich, famous, good looking, talented, what have you. Whereas if you are looking up to someone because you admire their dedication to their craft, even, and you want to do what they do, and then you also put that same level of dedication into your own craft, who knows how far you could go with that. Just a very simple idea of, okay, well, this person does this. I like or respect this about them. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try it out, see where it goes. And then from there, the world is your oyster, to use a figure of speech, I suppose. Um, you can do anything you set your mind to. I think I said in the last episode, we are more powerful than our minds will let us believe. The biggest thing holding us down is ourselves, and our self-doubt, and our minds create this shadow that we cast over ourselves, and we kind of hide in there because we're afraid. So if you look up to someone because of their heroism or their courage, whatever, their bravery, that's awesome. I'm sure that person during those feats of courageousness, of bravery, is also scared. There are a lot of people who do a lot of brave things while they're scared. And in the end, that's why it's courageous. They're doing something that they know is right, or they believe is right, or that they should be doing, even though they're terrified of it. And they're still getting through it. So if you're able to walk with even a tenth of the amount of whatever it is you're looking up to in a person, then that's at least a good start, and it's a better start from where you were yesterday. So, yeah, this is going to be kind of a shorter episode, mostly because I suppose I don't have too much more to say about this. Look up to people, but understand why you look up to them and what you look up to them for, I suppose. And if you do end up meeting someone you look up to, just be prepared that, you could meet them on a bad day. And if they aren't the best to you, it's not your fault. And you just have to remember that, they're people too. They're a person, they're malleable and fallible, and they're just like you and me, but with more money, more status, more, whatever it is that makes them who they are, or gives them the energy of who they are, I suppose. And if if you have to kill your heroes, then become your own. Do the things that would make do the things that if someone else did them, you would be proud to look up to them. To make yourself proud in doing these acts or deeds and showing these attributes that you want to look up to in the first place. And then go from there. You know, the sky is the limit. The world is your oyster. Um, as far as we know, time only moves forward. So we only have tomorrow. We don't have yesterday. And today, let's see, so what is it? Yesterday is just, irrelevant. Tomorrow is an illusion. We only have today, really. So, if we make a guess for the future, because we're not planning, we're guessing, right? No, I mean, I think that applies in business, but again, that's a reference to the last episode as well. But um, if we're planning something for tomorrow, when does tomorrow come? Because we can keep pushing it off. So that kind of ties into procrastination, which I think will be another future episode. But um, look up to people, know why you look up to them, and if you can't look up to them, then just find out what traits you would want in a role model or someone to look up to and build them in yourself. That way you can, like I say, be the change you want to see, because you are changing and you're doing what you want to see. You're bringing what you want to see to the world into it. You're manifesting that change, that greatness, that whatever you want, you're doing it. And that's noble as fuck. So, yeah, this is going to be kind of a short one, like I said. I think I'm probably going to go to sleep after this. I will do all the processing of this tomorrow. I think episode 17 is going to be a general something something kind of about recent world events and release date unknown. So yeah, thank you all for listening. I'm going to come back after the outro like I like to do. So I'll go ahead and let the last few seconds of Joe Cocker play. He's very, very quiet, but this song is called They Can't Take Away Our Music by Eric Burdon and War. It's a really inspiring song. I really like it. I really hope you guys like it. I'll be back after it's done playing. So enjoy.
There's a feeling shared today by the people whose freedom has been taken away. And as in the past when times were wrong, the common folks come together in song. How will we win? With what will we fight? We hope with this song, our world we will unite.
Oh, there's one thing that I'm sure. It's so proud and it's so pure, and it comes from deep within. It's got no hair, it's got no skin. As we travel far and near, we bring the word for you to hear, and the message that we bring is alive in the words we say. And no matter how bad you feel, we got something they can't steal. No, they can't. No, they can't. No, they can't take away our music. No, they can't. No, they can't. No, they can't take away our music. In the ghetto, it gets cold, but we got something to warm our souls, like the blanket our faith keeps us covered when we shake. Though they take my brother's life and deny his given right, yes, the message will be heard as the poets spread the word. In our spirit they can break, 'cause we got power to communicate, yeah. No, they can't. No, they can't. No, they can't take away our music. No, they can't. No, they can't. Say they can't take away our music, Lord. No, they can't. No, they can't. They can't take my music, music, music. Sing it, mama, sing it, brother, sing it. Come on, come on. Music is yours, and music is mine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It was a lady one day. I bet you don't know her name. A long, long time ago. Do you remember Billie Holiday? Billie Holiday sang the blues. She may be dead, but she's alive today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you remember Johnny Parker? Oh, yeah. Play the blues, sing the blues, sing the blues. Jimmy and Sammy go, M.O.J. Play the blues for you, baby. It's all for you, yeah. Your music is yours, it's mine, yours. Sing it, mama, sing it, mama. They made me laugh, and they made me cry. I said, crying, crying, little baby Janis cry for you, yeah. Remember Jimmy Henry too long. Stand cool down. Put his message in my book is your book is everybody. Come on. Music is fine. Music is alright. Alright with me, yeah. Come on, sing it, mom, sing it, mom, sing it, mom, sing it to everybody. Come on, get up on your feet now. Hands on your feet, clap your hands, come on. Sing it to your man, sing it to your woman, sing it to your baby, sing it to the sky, sing it to air, sing it to the ground, sing it to the earth. Mama, 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 come on. They can't sing it away. They can't sing it away.
Fuck, I love that song. So I hope you also found it as inspiring and empowering as I do. You know, I like to share this music with you guys because music means a lot to me, and I think, you know, besides the visual art, it's, well, I guess there's not really much of touch or, well, no, it's food, but I don't know. I think besides like the visual art, music is one of the most beautiful art forms we have, and it's definitely helped a lot of people through a lot of bad situations. So, yeah. Um so listen, you know, I love you all out there. You know what? Be my inspiration. You know, I want you all to raise yourselves up into beautiful, courageous, intelligent, amazing people and inspire me to keep doing good, I suppose, you know? Because that's all I want. I just want to inspire people. I want to bring awareness to these issues that affect all of us. And if you guys can do, anything to help yourselves and help make your lives better, then that is so inspiring to me. And that's who I want to look up to. Anyone who's willing to put in the work and help themselves become the best version of themselves possible. So, yeah, you motherfuckers are great, and I love you all. So, with all of this, go forth and be excellent. Spread your excellence and be the change you want to see in the world. Shine on like the crazy, beautiful diamonds you are. I love you all. And until next time, see ya.